What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do this song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to stop. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Bird was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Hit me up in my DMs, and I do want to see if you had a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Is that better? Can you hear me now? Sorry about that, y'all. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Cha. Girl. See how they be trying to goop the girl? All right, we good now? All right. So, I got good news and bad news. Tell me what y'all want first, the good news or the bad news? What do you want first, the good news or the bad news? The good news? Well, the good news is I'm here today. Ta-da! I am here. The bad news is I got another long weekend, so I'm going to be gone. Tomorrow's a travel day. I'll be out of town until Sunday in Richmond, Virginia. That's the bad news. Sorry. But I'll get to see Regina. I'll see her this weekend. I'm gonna see if I can get Really B to drive down and come hang out with me and Regina for the weekend. At some point during the weekend. See if I can get her to come. So y'all know, listen, Quake, y'all know how my schedule is. My schedule is quite extensive. I'm an important person sometimes. Sometimes I'm an important person. So those times where I am an important person, I be having to go. Listen, when the people call, I have to go and go do some stuff and see some people and take care of some things. You know what I'm saying? Take care of some things. So that's the good news and the bad news. But I'm here now. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Child, I fixed me a drink. Oh, this drink is so good. Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's good, y'all. That's a good drink. That's a good drink. Anyway, no, I do not. In another one of my organizations, I have a high level and high ranking, but no, not in Kappa. Trade keep me busy. I wish. I wish. I have high ranking both in outside of my job and within my job. My job keeps me going out of town a lot as well. So yeah. Yeah, these things happen. Nevertheless, we are here. Let me say hey to y'all, and then we'll get started. We'll jump into this good dossier. Hey Jason. I had to ask Jason a question because I needed to know if I was straight or not. Because I thought for a minute that I might have slipped back over into the heterosexual pond. I tell y'all all the time, I'm just a straight man with a dick fetish. And I thought maybe I gave up my dick fetish. We had to find out in the members only chat. Shout out to the members. Jim Bunny, what's going on, boo? TJ, how are you, my love? You making sure you got your classroom essentials right. Have all your classroom essentials. Let me take some of mine. Oh. um Hey Shay, what's going on? Beautiful. Universal Goddess, how are you, lovely? Ravine, my crimson and cream queen. How are you, sweetheart? Paul, you snuck away from trade long enough to be here. I'm glad you're here. Quake is in the building. Quake, Quake. I'm so I'm still disappointed from yesterday, Quake. Now that I know you be over there with Ravine snitching on me, I just don't know how I feel, Quake. You be over there with Ravine over there down to the really be snitching on me. I'm gonna have to give you one of my side eyes, Quake. I'm watching you, Gert. I'm watching you, Gert. Anyway, hey, Aquarius is the only real sign. Child. Every time I say your name, it makes me go, child. Montrez, what's good, bruh? Terica, how you doing today, sweetheart? How you doing today, sweetie? Cha. Yeah. Samira, what's good, sweetheart? What is going on? Sharice, how's everything on the left coast? Nessa! What is going on? And there's my boo, Tanya. Hey, Tanya, boo. Uncle Jay, what's going on, boo? What is going on? Crazy Homebody Girl is here. Janae is here. I'm good, Terica. We having a good time, and we're gonna continue to have a good time. Okay. If we're ready to get this party started, just put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you ready to get this party started, and we'll go ahead and dive into this good dossier. Yeah, we'll go ahead and dive into the dossier. That's good, y'all. That is good. I need not drink that too fast. Cha. That might sneak up on you, girl. Cha. Girl. Cha. All right. So it looks like we're ready to get this party started. Hey, Harold. Hey, Harold. Hey, Harold. Hey, Harold. Hey. Xavier, I'm glad you're here. Tawana, what's good, girl? Everybody's in place. Go ahead and claim your desk next to your favorite, your bestie, your BFF, Jill, your good Judy. Go ahead and claim your seat now. It's time for my boy Larry to come out. Larry, we ready, Larry. The people are ready. Larry, the people are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. What's going on, Ronald? Ronald, did you figure out that you was already in the members only chat? Ronald thought he wasn't in the members only chat, and Ronald was in the members only chat the whole time. Ronald, did you figure out the members only chat? Please let me know. Cha. Everybody do have their favorite part of the intro to the Sugar Spike segment. I got a bunch of favorite parts. The I Want to Fight girl always gets me. And the pastor, after the lady starts screaming at the end, where he say, somebody help me. I like that too. Okay, I'm glad you figured it out, Ronald. You ain't said nothing in the members only chat. You be real quiet over there. I'll be quiet too, Ronald, because it's scary in the members only chat. They be doing a lot over there, don't they? Don't they be carrying on? Hey, Angela. Don't they be carrying on over there in the members only chat? Child. Oh, man. Child. One more time for Larry. We need that one more time, Larry, just for good old time's sake.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. I wish somebody help me. Ow! Child. Y'all know Larry gives us life abundant. Y'all know Larry gives us life abundant. So let's start off with the aftermath of the debate last night. So I went and I saw that the CNN, they pulled what they believe to be the top, the 36 key lines from the 36 key moments or lines from the debate last night. I see that people's biggest thing was people really felt like Tim Walz was much too nice to JD Vance? I think he was too. I think you should. The mics were not muted, so I think there was a lot of opportunities for you to call him to the carpet. But let me see what CNN got. Okay. Hold on, hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Okay. So the first quote they have is where JD Vance said, I want to answer the question, but I want to actually give an introduction to myself a little bit because I recognize a lot of Americans don't know who either one of us are. Either one of us are. That was the shit that pissed me off. I was like, bitch, bitch, we know who you are at this point. Please believe we know who you are. When he thought it was a good idea for him to roll off that good goddamn um Wikipedia blurb on himself. I was like, girl. They have another. The next moment they have is when JD Vance said, I want to try to convince you tonight over the next 90 minutes that if we get better leadership in the White House, if we get Donald Trump back in the White House, the American dream is going to be attainable once again. I mean, my question is, why didn't JD Vance check him on that? The American dream, we were not better under Donald Trump. Let's be clear. That's where I would have went in. The mics ain't cut off, so I would have cut his ass off. The mics weren't muted. They would have had to mute my mic last night. I'm just telling you what I know. The way I would have went the fuck in, they would have had to mute my mic. Okay? They would have had to mute the hell out of my mic. Then Wald says, the next moment they have is when Wald said, quote, it's clear, and the world saw it on the debate stage a few weeks ago. A nearly 80-year-old Donald Trump talking about crowd sizes is not what we need in this moment, end of quote. It's all right. JD Vance, the next moment they have is when JD Vance said, quote, it is up to Israel what they think they need to do to keep their country safe. We should support our allies wherever they are when they're fighting the bad guys. I think that's the right approach to take with the Israel question. Really? So you just basically what you're saying is let them do whatever the hell they want to do, no matter what repercussions it has on our government, our people, and everything we got going on over here. As long as they think it's okay, we should just go with that, right? That's one hell of a, foreign affairs policy, sir. Ciao. Here's another laughable quote by JD Vance. Quote, I'm 40 years old. They could have stopped it right there. Listen. When that young man said he was 40 years old and everybody basically looked at him like, you what? Bitch, what? Child, let me keep going. When was the last time that an American president didn't have a major conflict breakout? The only answer is during the 4 years that Donald Trump was president. Really? You do recall that pulling us out of Afghanistan was Donald Trump's idea. That wasn't Joe Biden. That was Donald Trump. That was his administration that put that whole plan together. Joe Biden just simply went through with it and executed it, the plan that Donald Trump came up with once he got in office. But, we're going to just make up history, right? Let me keep going. Then they have JD Vance saying, quote, look, a lot of people are justifiably worried about all these crazy weather patterns. One of the things that I've noticed some Democratic friends talking a lot about is a concern about carbon emissions. This idea that carbon emissions drives all the climate change. Well, let's just say that's true, just for the sake of argument. So we're not arguing about weird science, end of quote. And I think everybody was like, what? Walsh followed up by saying, quote, Senator Vance has said that there's a climate problem in the past. Donald Trump called it a hoax and then joked that these things would make more beachfront property to be able to invest in. End of quote. I thought that was a great comeback. Great comeback. Great comeback. Not the possessed teddy bear. You know what? Lord. God help us. Where am I at? I done lost my place. JD Vance had a quote, said, quote, we have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies. To which Walls followed up with, quote, Donald Trump had 4 years. He had 4 years to do this. And he promised you, America, how easy it would be. I'll build you a big, beautiful wall and Mexico will pay for it. Less than 2% of that wall got built and Mexico didn't pay a dime. But here we are again, 9 years after he came down the escalator. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Sorry about that. And it goes on and on and on. I'll put the link in the chat. We watched it in real time. If you want to go back and look at all of those one-liners, I'm not gonna go through them all. We ain't got the type of time today. Listen, we do not have the type of time. We watched it in real time. I do think that there were opportunity. Let me say this. Tim Walz did what I wanted him to do, which was stick to policy. However, I did say that when the moments came, he should attack JD Vance when the moments came. He did not. I thought too many times he said, well, I agree with him. And that you, even if he's saying the same thing you're saying, what you never want to do is say, well, you and I agree, or I agree with Senator Walker. You never want to say that. This is a good debate. No. Because there are too many times that I believe every statement he said had some type of lie in it. And so by you saying I agree with what he said and not being specific on the part that you agreed with, gave cover for JD Vance to say you agreed with all of what he may have said in the last statement. And he may have said 4 lies and 1 truth in that last statement. And maybe you only agreed with the 1 truth, but by you just said I agree with what he said. Yeah, that was just too much. Too much agreement with him, with a known liar. Ciao. But I'm gonna tell you what the Republicans are upset about. So the Republicans are losing their minds while they are celebrating JD Vance and saying that he did really well last night. They are vilifying the hosts of the debate, saying that they didn't keep their promise to not fact check in real time. So what was supposed to happen was they were not Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan, the 2 moderators, they weren't supposed to be fact checking. Okay, they fact checked Senator Vance on the Haitian migrants situation in Ohio. And that's when you heard Senator Vance go in and say they weren't supposed to be that's when he said, quote, the rules were that you were not going to fact check me, in the quote. Basically what they want to do is they want to be able to lie. They want to be able to just say whatever and let it lay there and act as if that's the truth. because they know many of the people watching aren't going to go and fact check themselves. They aren't going to go and see if what's being said is true on either side. So the Republican Party are actually upset that he was being fact checked. Now, I don't know why y'all are surprised. This is the same Republican Party that wants to be able to have your children in school and really not know the real history of the American experience. They want no parts of real facts. What they want is an anthropomorphic fairy tale that aligns with their views and further proliferates the white privilege and white supremacy that they have. Let's just be real clear about that. So I'm just saying, they do always blame the moderators, Ronald. I mean, it's just a mess, but it is what it is. Let's go to see what's going on the election front. So today, in terms of the two men running for the two men that's running for vice president, you had where was hold on, where was Vance? You had JD Vance, he was in Michigan, and you had Tim Walz, he was in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump, where was he at today? I don't know where Trump was today. I don't know that I even paid attention to where he was today. I know that Kamala was in Georgia today. She went to Georgia to give an update about the federal response to Hurricane Helene. So that's our updates. Now, here's some other important things. Let me see what else I'm missing from the campaign trail. Like I said, Kamala went to Augusta, Georgia to go and check out what's going on in that area. She's also supposed to travel to North Carolina and South Carolina. President Biden rode a helicopter to survey the damage in North Carolina today as well. Yeah, it's yeah. That's what we got going on there. Trump says he raised $160 million in the month of September. We'll have to, verify that. How he likes to fudge numbers. Jack Smith and his team described evidence that allegedly shows that Donald Trump and his co-conspirators plotted to manipulate then Vice President Mike Pence about his role in the election certification process in the lead up to January 6, 2021. Some of the evidence includes contemporaneous notes written by Mike Pence, according to new court documents and filings by Jack Smith in that case that is in Washington, D.C. at this time. In that filing, they also say that Trump asked one of his co-conspirators, John Eastman, to explain to Pence why he should reject the official electoral college votes on January 6th. Pence took notes during that meeting, Jack Smith said, which allegedly memorialized Trump saying that, quote, when there's fraud, the rules get changed. And this whole thing is up to Mike Pence, end of quote. Well, we know it was a whole shit show over there. What we also know is, contrary to popular belief of your former president, Mike Pence couldn't. There's no such animal as Mike Pence not certifying the votes. All Mike Pence does, he gets a packet of papers that give him the counts. That's all they're doing on January 6th. Alabama, X amount of electoral votes for so and so. Once the votes are certified, officially certified by each state and those state governors, when they send those certified votes to DC and they certify them on January 6th, Mike Pence doesn't ceremoniously have the power to say, no, I'm not going to read that. These things are already certified. He is just it's just ceremonial where they're just tallying. But this thing already has happened. There's no mechanism for the vice president at that point to say, oh, I'm not going to do this. That's just not how it works. It's all ceremonial. But these people don't go to civics classes or didn't take American government class like we had to. You know, in Florida, you got to take government class in you got to take a government class and an economics class, 12th grade in Florida, at least when I was in school. A mess. Hey, Catherine Powell. Well, to answer your question, Jim Bunny, North Carolina says that there's going to be issues, especially with early voting, because of the storm. It is absolutely going to affect voting. Now, I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be this guy. Y'all. I don't want to be this guy. However, hold on. I'm going to say it real quiet. The areas that were mostly affected by Helene was Trump country, the rural northwest area of North Carolina that's heavily red. All Trump voters. I don't want to be that guy that talks about that. Now, the metropolitan centers, your Raleigh area, your Durham, Greensboro, Charlotte, they'll be fine. It's the northwest rural Appalachian area, most of which is Trump country. That's where we're gonna have the problems. Oh. Hey, Black Regina George, what's going on? Child. Asheville is liberal, though. I thought Asheville, when I look at the electorate for that area, I thought Asheville wasn't liberal. Hold on. Let me look this up. All right. All right. Let me look at the political map of North Carolina. Hold on. You know, I like to look at this stuff. This kind of stuff that us nerds, we get off on this kind of stuff. But you're probably right though. Hold on, let me look. So What county is Asheville, North Carolina in? Let me ask that. What county? I swear this Google be listening to me because when I put what, it immediately wrote county is Asheville, North Carolina. So Asheville's county is blue. It is a blue county. It absolutely is. The county with Asheville is blue. That is very true. But Asheville ain't the only ones that got messed up. I know Cherokee County, Macon County, Swain County got walloped, from what I understand. Madison County also got walloped. Madison and I've heard Madison, Swain County got dog walked. But Asheville is a blue county. That is very true. It is a blue county. Your mail-in ballot came today. I need to go check the mail. It's probably sitting in the mail. In the mailbox. I ain't checked my mailbox all week. Really, B will tell you it's a long walk to the mailbox for me. That's just too far. Be having that type of time. Anyway, but that's our update from the campaign trail. Let's move on. Kamala. Exactly what I was afraid of, y'all, is happening. Now, what was my biggest fear? My biggest fear for Kamala was the Israel-Hamas situation. I've been saying from the very beginning that her biggest issue would be her and Joseph Robinette's stance on the Israel-Hamas situation. Now that you have not only the Palestinians involved, now you have Lebanon involved, Iran involved. Well, then there's this. Let me read this to you. The ongoing war in Gaza has turned historical Arab American support for Democratic candidates on its head, with 46% of likely voters, not registered voters, but likely voters. 46% of likely voters polled by Arab American Institute saying they would support former President Trump, while 42% said they would back Vice President Harris. Normally, Democrats have a 2-to-1 advantage among Arab Americans in elections. Wednesday's poll found Harris is running 18 points behind the Arab American support for President Biden in 2020, when 6 in 10 Arab Americans voted for Democrat. Trump leads over Harris, however, are within the margin of error of the poll, which is 4.5 points. Quote, in our 30 years of polling Arab American voters, we have not witnessed anything like the role that the war on Gaza is having on voter behavior. The poll document reads. Continuing, it says, quote, with little over 1 month remaining before the election, Arab Americans and, as our polls of U.S. voters have shown, those who share their concerns, young and non-white voters, will be watching to see if their deeply felt concerns with Gaza and now Lebanon will be recognized and respected with a promise for change. End of quote. Of those polled, 12% said that they would vote for a third party, which is in contrast to a September poll from the Council on American Islamic Relations showing that 29.4% supported Harris, while 29.1% supported Green Party candidate Dr. Jill Stein. Listen, I can't tell people how to vote. I can't tell people what to do. And if the Arab Americans want to go and vote for Donald Trump, they have that right. They may be of the belief that what the hell do I have to lose? Hell, Kamala and Joseph Robinette have shown that they're not going to do anything that much different. That they have unfettered, unabridged, unbridled, full-throated support of Benjamin Netanyahu and everything that he's doing. They say one thing, but their actions say another. How could I have nothing to counter them if they say that they're upset about this and they want to either vote third party or jump the shark and vote Trump. What do you say to that? Because there's been nothing that Harris or Joseph Robinette has done to make them believe anywhere in any other way. You may be saying they need to get on board, but here's the deal. Why would they get on board when they have no reason to? This is what I've been afraid of. This is exactly what I've been afraid of. Kamala Harris and Joseph Biden have been completely wrong on this. Completely wrong. And right now, like I said yesterday, like I've been saying, they look weak as fuck. Nothing that they wanted Israel to do, Israel has done. Nothing. They say, oh, we want Israel to do this. Benjamin Netanyahu says, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway. And what do they do in retaliation? Continue to give them money and bombs and weaponry. Mm-hmm. So why the fuck should the Arab community feel any other way? They've been so obtuse on this situation. And I know you people are supposed, you tell people, oh, you shouldn't vote on one issue. You shouldn't be a one issue voter. That's hard for you to tell somebody who can say to you, I've lost 10, 15, 20, 30, hundreds of members of my own family, or my whole bloodline has been wiped out over there. How the fuck do you tell somebody that's not what you vote on? I mean, let's just be honest. They're not going to do that, G. Smith. And like I said yesterday, the problem is what happened, what Iran did with sending those bombs, that was retaliation. That was Iran actually defending itself and retaliating against what Israel did first. But you know what the stance of the Biden-Harris administration is? Oh, Israel has the right to defend itself, and we have no problem with Israel deciding that it's going to strike back against Iran, even though what Iran did is retaliate against Israel and defend itself. A mess. It's a mess. A whole I told y'all, if there was one issue that could cost her Michigan. This could absolutely cost her Michigan. This could cost her Michigan. There's a huge Arab American presence in Michigan. Huge presence in Michigan. I'm not saying that it will, but what I'm saying is I can't sit here and lay blame to the Arab community, Arab American community, because now I'm not saying Donald Trump is going to be any better for them. I'm not saying Donald Trump is going to be any better for them. Let's be clear. And for those members of the Arab community, please understand Trump and his stance on not just Israel Hamas, but his stance on people of Arab or Middle Eastern descent in general. He don't want no parts of y'all. But this is bad, y'all. This is bad. Now, we know polls are not a direct representation of what will happen on election day, but they do give you a snapshot into how, people are thinking. Hey, Miss Shorty B. We got to move on. Your update from Hurricane Helene. We are now up to 189 people. Yesterday, I think we reported 160 people. Today, we're up to 189 people. 189 people. And there are still hundreds of people missing. There's still hundreds of people missing. A lot of cities are still cut off from the rest of the world because all of the roads and bridges leading into their area have either been cut off by flood waters or washed away by flood waters. Some cities, they say, have been wiped off of the map. There are still 1.2 million customers, not people, but customers without power. That means that there are more people living without powers because customer means that that's just that household. You could have 6 people, 3 people, 4 people living in the household. So you can probably triple or quadruple the amount when you talk about the actual number of people. They're saying in a lot of these areas, there's no such thing as restoring the power grid. They're going to have to just rebuild it. They can't even restore the power grid. What they're working on now in certain areas is just taking the poles all the way out and rebuilding the entire power grid in certain areas. That's how bad it is. They can't restore it. So for Buncombe County, the county where Asheville, North Carolina is, they say they have a list of 300 to 400 people that they need to do welfare checks on. They don't know. They say in Asheville alone, there at one point it was 155 people missing. Now that list is down to 26. It's a mess. For that 189 number, North Carolina has 95, South Carolina has 39, Georgia has 25, Florida has 19, Tennessee has 9, and Virginia has 2. Kamala Harris is scheduled to go visit North Carolina later this week. There's reports of there's so many stories coming out of there. There's a report of a couple that was inside their home when it was swept away into the river. And the husband says he hasn't seen his wife since. He fears that she's dead. There was a story of the grandmother who was standing on the roof trying to be rescued with her 6 grandchildren. The roof collapsed, and they haven't seen from the grandmother and her grandchildren anymore. It's just it's just devastation. Complete devastation. And there's no way to there's no other way to describe it except complete and utter devastation. Yeah, utter devastation. They say it's getting close to Katrina numbers. It's getting very close to Katrina numbers. They say there are literally hundreds of people. They say by the time we get through, there's a possibility they could be upwards of 300-400 people that have died. Mm-hmm. They still have hundreds of people that haven't been accounted for. It's just so sad. We continue to pray for those people in the direct path and that are still affected by Helene. It's just sad. It's just really sad. In more political news, well, hey, I told y'all this race. The race has they have officially turned Texas Senate race from likely Republican to lean Republican in some on some prognostication sites, and in some prognostication sites they have it as a toss-up now. And that's the Senate race between Rafael Cruz and Colin Allred. They say it's every poll now has it within, at least within the margin of error. It just depends on what poll you look at. Cruz is in panic mode. He's trying to come off as not so much of a hard ass and an asshole as he has in the past. And his campaign is reeling right now, trying to figure out how this happened and how he's in the fight of his life. The latest poll coming from the Hill.com and Emerson College has Cruz up by 4 points, but the margin of error is 5 points. And their last poll had him Cruz up by 10 points, and now he's only up by 4. Another poll a couple weeks ago only found Allred actually ahead by 1 point. Listen, it's a toss-up. And I think, like I said, had the Harris-Walz campaign listened and put more money into this race earlier, we might be in a different situation. We know that a similar situation is happening over in the great state of Florida, where Senator Trick Scott is in a political fight against Debbie McCarcel-Powell for that Senate seat, which is also pretty much at a dead heat. So I think that we should be all hands on deck in terms of money. I say you send Obama down to Florida. You send Tim Walz down to Texas as much as you can. And I'm not saying Kamala has to come herself, but send some people that can get you some votes. You send the Clintons down to Texas with Tim Walz. You send the Obamas down to Florida, along with some other people, and you could stay up there in Pennsylvania, because I clearly don't want to leave Pennsylvania. Now, also Brooks is also Jim Bunny in the fight for her life. We hope. Listen, I've been screaming at y'all over there in Maryland. Maryland, y'all can't get this wrong. Maryland. This is not the time for Maryland to go red. It's not. You say you donated $5. At least that helps. It does. And I'm sure his campaign appreciates your contribution. But yeah, it's some tight races out there. We'll keep monitoring this race, the Texas race and the Maryland race. Speaking of Maryland, y'all got some shit going on over there. Let me read this to you. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says he will respect a court decision allowing a vigil for Gaza planned at the University of Maryland on October 7th, but he considers it, quote, inappropriate, end quote, to hold the event on the anniversary of Hamas's attack against Israel. Wes Moore, listen, You came out of the DNC looking great. You don't need to kowtow to the Democratic Party and the Democratic establishment by doing this, Westmore. If the people want to have a vigil for Gaza on October 7th, because tens of thousands of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip have died, why not let them? Your response should be, these are Marylanders who are observing their right of free assembly, and if they would like to have a vigil for Gaza, that is their right as Marylanders, and we will not stand in their way. That is the response that you need to give. But all of this is not appropriate. He didn't let them have it. Hey, David. And they had to go to court over this. They had to go to court on this and have the courts say that they had the right to do this. You got your mail-in ballot? Okay. Listen, David, don't fuck off. All of y'all over there in Maryland, now is not the time to be cute. Now is not the time for y'all to be like, oh, Larry Hogan, he was such a great governor. He was so good. This is not that time, sweetheart. You are not voting for governor. You're voting for a sitting member of the United States Senate. And that one seat could mean whether or not the Democrats have control of the United States Senate. This ain't the time to be cute. I know some of them do, especially over there in the Silver Springs area. All of them uppity, well-to-do people in that area. Y'all know how they get. The members of Jack and Jill of America and Lynx and the Boule and all of them over there down to the Silver Springs area. Y'all know the people I'm talking about. They all in Boule and Lynx. And they come out of Jack and Jill of America. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Over there in the Silver Springs area. It ain't time to be cute. But Westmore, I hate for you to be on the wrong side of history. Let me continue reading. It says, on Tuesday, a federal court ruled in favor of campus group Students for Justice in Palestine, which sued the university after it canceled the vigil for those killed in Gaza. Quote, I think October 7th is an inappropriate date for such an event, end of quote, said Governor Moore in a statement. He went on to say in the same statement, quote, terrorists target civilians, and that's what Hamas did a year ago on October 7th. And that's what that day should be remembered as, a heinous terrorist attack on Israel that took innocent lives, end of quote. The university had originally approved the vigil before canceling all student-led events scheduled for October 7th, saying it would be best, quote, to host only university-sponsored events that promote reflection on this day, end of quote. A federal judge granted a preliminary injunction to the student group to allow the event to continue, arguing the cancellation amounted to a violation of free speech. In his ruling, Judge Peter Messit said, quote, it is clear to the court that the University of Maryland College Park's decision to revoke its permission to Students for Justice in Palestine to hold its event on October 7th was neither viewpoint neutral nor content neutral, nor narrowly tailored to serve a significant government interest. The decision clearly came in response to possible speech that several groups or individuals claim would be highly objectionable, end of quote. The school said it is upping security this coming Monday due to safety concerns, and the governor said he will work with the university to ensure the well-being of students. Y'all should expect on Monday that there's going to be all types of things on every social media platform talking about the heralding stories of those that were killed on October 7th, and those that are still hostages. There will be no mention at all of the tens of thousands of Palestinian people that have also been murdered at the hands of Israel. More children. I keep telling y'all, more children than adults. But they're not. They're not. Governor Westmore, I don't want you to be on the wrong side of history with this, sir. We got to move on. That's it for our Sugar Spike segment. Jim Bunny said, I'm an HBC grad and an AKA, but I don't fool with them people like that, child. So what we got today? You know, just like we have to do the election 2024 daily updates, apparently we have to have fucking Diddy daily updates. God. Oh, we have this update. Let me cue the video for y'all. Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold on for a moment. Let me get this queued up for y'all so y'all can see it. So apparently, some thought is out here defending Puff Daddy. Here's what she had to say. I'll let her, I won't speak for her. I'll let her speak for herself.
Y'all, and there was something that I forgot to mention the other day when I was talking about the Diddy situation. Y'all already know how I feel. I feel like you bitches knew what the fuck y'all was getting yourselves into. Y'all had a ball. Y'all took pictures. Y'all posted. Y'all told your friends. Y'all felt like y'all was on top of the world. Y'all was going on vacations. And then for whatever reason, now you bitches want some money. Anyway, whether it be because he cut you off, whether it be because he's not hitting you up no more, whether it be because you feel like a goofy because you didn't get nothing out of it, whatever it be, it's lame as fuck what y'all are doing. But outside of that, you niggas, this is what I got to say to you niggas. You niggas that are sitting around laughing, making jokes. Number one, Diddy is such a just kind person in general that he would have probably opened his home to you. Some of y'all have probably been at them freak offs, which really are parties. If we're really, they're rich people parties. Okay, stop calling them freak offs, y'all. And they're rich people parties. If the feds and whatever else want to call them freak offs, that's on them. But at the end of the day, they're rich nigga parties. Rich white men do this shit all the time. Attorneys, doctors, real estate moguls, finance guys, brokers. All type of rich white men do this shit all the time. But because Diddy is black and of high status, of course, he's not allowed to do the same thing that rich white men do. He's not allowed to indulge in the same behavior, parties, lifestyle, etc. that rich white men do. It's fucking twisted. It's really fucking twisted, and it's sad. It's sad to watch someone who's a mogul for the black community, in the black community, who speaks very highly of the black community and tries to instill growth and excellence and black excellence and preaches it and preaches love. And he's getting shitted on. They're shitted on by not only the feds and the people filing lawsuits, but his people, his community. And it's like, y'all are making a mockery of it. And I see it. I see y'all's posts. And some of y'all are black men of high status or in the same, not maybe in the same financial position, but a high economic advantage or high financial status. It could be y'all tomorrow. And y'all are laughing and making a mockery as if he doesn't need our support. As if it doesn't matter. This matters because the jury that's going to see this type of shit is looking at the shit, whether they say they are or not. They are. So it's like, Y'all are literally making a mockery of him as if it can't be you tomorrow. And it should be some of you niggas, because some of you dirtball ass niggas are really sexually harassing, really shitting on by not really sexually assaulting girls, and really having to spike women's drinks and force them and make them do drugs to fuck with you. Some of y'all are really having to do that shit. Diddy's not. Like, he's fucked with the baddest bitches. Why do you think that he needs to spike your drink to fuck him? Or make you do drugs to fuck him? Bitch, you willingly took them drugs. You wanted to vibe and you wanted to be a vibe and get invited to the next rendezvous and party out. But I've already spoken that piece. I'm not going to speak on it again. But you niggas are lame as fuck. The ones that are laughing at him, making jokes about him, this is his livelihood. And y'all are acting as if this is a joke. I don't give a fuck if he had 10,000 bottles of baby oil. Niggas is ashy. He has guests. Y'all not going to talk about any other things that he may have kept in his home. Dental kits, toothbrushes. Like, I'm over it. Really sad. But you niggas are lame. Losers. Lame as fuck. Just want you to know. You're lame. If you're on the internet making fun of a black man's demise, you're trash. You're a loser. You really are fucking, especially being another black man. Like, you're a fucking loser. I want you to hear me clearly. But you niggas are lame. Loser.
That's the whole thing. I don't know what y'all want from me. I absolutely, positively, unequivocally do not know what you people want from me. I don't know what y'all want from me. I don't know what y'all want from me. I don't know what y'all want from me. I'm just here. I'm just here. Yeah, y'all heard the woman said it with her full chest. Her full chest. She said it and she meant it. Now, I don't have no control over what that woman got going. I don't know if she black, white, blue, or purple. I don't know if the woman is black. I don't know if she's white. I don't know what she is. All I'm telling you, the woman said the problem is y'all and not Diddy. Diddy is not the problem. The problem, according to her, is you people. You people are the problem. I'm just telling you what are y'all looking at me for? I do not make the stories. I just report on what the people said. I can't tell y'all how much of the drugs she had when she was at that party and whether those drugs are negatively affecting her parietal lobe in her brain. I can't tell you that. I don't know. I can't tell you if she got paid by Diddy or whatever. I cannot account for whether or not in the process of her allegedly getting her back blown out at one of these Diddy parties, she hit her head in the headboard or the wall as she was getting back shot so many times that it caused her to get concussed and she had permanent damage to her brain and suffers from CTE because of it. I do not know. I just report on what's there. I know what y'all looking at me for. I know what y'all looking at me for. Hey, Miss Baythang. Miss Baythang, please get these people because they looking at me like I did it. I did a damn thing. Child. Here go Harold. Look at Harold. Look at Harold. Harold, you ain't shit. Harold. Harold. You just can't be saying this type of stuff, Harold. Harold said, no, the problem is sitting on black dick and thinking you yourself are black. all of a sudden that go tell, go and get to tell black people they better rally behind a well-known abuser. Baby, I don't even. The woman might be black. Maybe she real high yellow and light skin. I know some black people that's that light skin like that. I don't know. I don't know. Listen. I just report the stories. Y'all looking at me for explanations. I'm just here reporting. Now, lady, if you see this, you got to take that up with Harold. I ain't got nothing to do with what Harold got going on. I don't know if the lady black, white, blue, or purple. I don't know. You know, a lot of these white women, as long as they get black, something black inside of their body, a black peen, a black toe, or anything black, you know, as long as something black enters their body and enters some part of their body, I guess that makes them black. I don't know. They're black inside at that point, literally, because they got black people inside of them. I don't know. I don't know. Child. Right. Thank you, Shay. It's a lot of high yellow black people out here. They real light skinned. I know some black people. I know somebody got black mama and black daddy. You see them to this day, and you would think if they got the right kind of perm and talk the right way, you would really think they were white. And they got a black mama and a black daddy. Now, how did T.I. get it out? You know, T.I. probably been to one of the freak offs himself. You know, he probably, listen, Diddy probably went, that's how T.I. probably learned how to have, you know, freak. Well, you know, T.I. allegedly had his own freak offs, but that's a whole nother story. Child, child. Look at Dave. These listen, look, listen. And here we are. We've started. Look at David. Look at David. I'm just gonna sit here and drink my drink. Because y'all are out of order. Y'all are completely out of order. I don't know what y'all want from me. I just report the damn stories. And here y'all go. Child. Let me move on. Y'all are cutting up. Kanye West is in the news. God of mercy, God of love. So allegedly, he's being sued because he didn't allegedly he didn't pay for some security work. He's being sued by a man named Jonathan Monroe, who claimed he was hired by Kanye as a full-time security back in August of 2021 and promised him $30 an hour to protect the Malibu home that Kanye, you know, the one he recently got gutted out and stuff like that, the one that got messed up. Anyway, according to the lawsuit obtained by TMZ and other news outlets, Monroe claims he worked 36 to 50 hours a week until he was fired in October of 2021 without being paid any of his wages. He also claims that he was only fired because he was complaining about not being paid for his work. It's been almost 3 years since Kanye allegedly fired Monroe, and he says he has yet to see a single dime for any of the hours he says he worked. Now, we know Kanye recently sold that property for $21 million after trying to turn it into a bomb shelter. Yeah. Sir, I don't know what you're expecting. I don't know if you're gonna ever get that money. I hope you got good lawyers. I don't know if you're gonna see that money, sir. Child, I mean, you should just expect with a lot of these people, They're not going to pay you. Mm-mm-mm. With a lot of these people, you need your money up first, or at least half. Be like, listen, you got to give me at least half up front, because I know how you motherfuckers are. Y'all don't like to pay people. Cybera say $30 an hour is not enough. So you should have knew when he said, yeah, I'm going to just give you $30 an hour. What they saying is, you should have knew right then, yeah, something ain't right about this. If you only giving me $30 an hour, something ain't right about this right here. I don't have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a goddamn thing to do with it. I don't know, sir, Mr. Monroe. I hope you get your money, but I don't see it happening. This was a story we were supposed to do yesterday, so I circled it back. So this is boxer, that a boxer that goes by the name of King Malik. His actual name is Malik. I think it's Malik, but I'm gonna say Malik. It's spelled Mylik. I think it's pronounced Malik, but it looks like Malik. I'm gonna just say Malik. Anyway, he was a professional boxer with a 15 1-1 record, and he was the current international welterweight championship of the WBF. Well, he was shot and killed in the streets of Los Angeles the other day at the age of 31 years old. Well, it wasn't the other day. Apparently they're just getting the information. Apparently this happened back in October, and they just finding out about it because people have been looking for him. He was supposed to have a fight on October 26th of this year coming up. Let me take that back. This is October. What am I thinking about? Not this wasn't October last year. This is October this year. They did just find him. I'm reading the story wrong. They found him a couple days ago. Okay. He was shot and killed in LA. He's supposed to have a fight on October 26th against Armenian Gore Yuritsian in a Hollywood Fight Night event. However, that's not going to happen because he's dead now. He was a member of the Los Angeles Black Pea Stone gang, which is suspected by the authorities to be the perpetrators here. According to authorities, Malik Birdsong and his girlfriend were standing next to his car when he was shot from a car while under pursuit. According to KTLA, a police official verified Birdsong's death at the hospital. Quote, a dark-colored SUV passed eastbound on 87th Street and fired at the victim. The victim ran to his residence when two suspects in the vehicle began chasing him while shooting at him. Now, it's of note, when Kamala Harris was Attorney General back in 2010, she sued Malik Birdsong on the grounds that he had assisted in a crime. But now he dead and gone. They got him. That's unfortunate. Didn't he have a beautiful body? We do need to take a moment. Here you go, Universal Goddess. Let's take a moment to enjoy. Let me take the banner down. To enjoy all of the chocolatey goodness that done went on to be with the Lord. That's a lot of chocolatey goodness, Universal Goddess. And it done went on to be with the Lord. Come on now. Well, our condolences to your girlfriend and you and your family and your friends and loved ones. Yeah, that gang life will get you. We got to move on. I can't tell you to go with God because you might already be there. So yeah, we pray for your family. It did happen in LA. Sharice. This was another story we were supposed to do yesterday and we didn't have time, but I said we're gonna make time today to talk about this. So let me read this to you. Lamar Odom is taking his skincare routine to another level. The two-time NBA champion just got a salmon sperm treatment done on his face. The 44-year-old went to Dr. Robert Dorfman's office in Beverly Hills on Monday for the procedure, which consists of microneedling the skin with Rizurine salmon sperm DNA. The treatment, which usually costs around $3,200, although it's unclear what Lamar Odom paid, helps the skin rejuvenate and helps with skin rejuvenation and complexion. And outlets are being told that Lamar wanted to get in on the trend to give him a more youthful look. If you So apparently, salmon sperm apparently has a ton of other perks. It contains anti-inflammatory properties that can soothe and calm the skin, repair and regenerate skin cells, and even offer UV protection. Can I tell y'all? I mean, is skanks across America have been preaching the. I mean, trust me, I know all about it. But those of us skanks across the fruited plains, we've known for quite some time the beneficial, the benefits of sperm all over the face. It does wonders for the skin. I'm just telling you what I know. It don't have to be salmon sperm. Listen, Lamar, I got a few of the homies whose sperm, who I'm sure will help revitalize, regenerate, rejuvenate all of your skin cells. Trust me when I tell you, you're gonna look like you had a whole facelift over there. I got a couple of the homies. Okay, I got a few trade round the way. Baby, they'll come, and they come a lot too. Baby, they come and they you get all the sperm you need. You could get a whole facial. I promise you they won't mind. Now I know you tall, so you're gonna have to probably lay down because Lamar Odom is what, about 6'10"? I think Lamar Odom is like 6'9" or 6'10", somewhere around there. So you might have to lay down because even if you kneel, you so tall, you might be a little too tall for them. So you're gonna have to lay on the bed or something like that. Why is that nasty, David? Why is it nasty? I don't know what Ray J said about Lamar Odom down to the College Hill. What I do know is, remember Lamar Odom damn near lost his life trying to get him some down to the brothel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Remember, they were flooding his veins with copious amounts of Viagra, Levitra, and Cialis. They said he had a constant, milkshake of Viagra, Levitra, and Cialis, along with an assortment of, illicit drugs, to the point where he almost lost his life at the combination of ED drugs and other illicit drugs, to include meth, heroin, and probably cocaine. The man almost checked out. So a man who's willing to go to that length to have a 3-4 day long sexcapade, I can truly believe he would really appreciate the value of sperm and all that it does for the face. He say Lamar don't wash his hands. I know a lot of men don't wash their hands after they use the bathroom, but that's a whole nother story. He was almost out of here, Janae. Baby, he almost checked out and went on to the pearly gates. Not to be confused with the pearly gates that I'm sitting on right here. You know, I call what I'm sitting on the pearly gates, because when you enter back there, that's how you enter heaven. Do tell, Ronald. Do you need to come up? Do I need to drop the link, Ronald, so you can tell us about your sexcapades down to the brothel? Or should we save this for members only? For the members only chat. Ronald, we could drop the link for you to come up here and tell us all about your sexcapades down to the brothel. Down to the brothel. Ronald, we here for it. We need all of it. All the tea, Ronald. Right, Ronald. Come to the front. Come to the whiteboard. Come up to the front of the class. Come to the whiteboard, Ronald. Don't get all quiet now. Now you all quiet and stuff. Ronald. You offered this information to us, Ronald. We need the details. I'm just saying. But Harold, black underwear don't hide stains in your underwear. You know, you need like brown underwear. Not black underwear show probably more than the white underwear. You know what? Let me shut up. Anyway, Ronald, talk about you gonna remain seated. Well, then there's that, Chimera. There's that. I mean, if Lamar Odom came over here, would I give him the time of day a romping hay? I might in a weak moment. Give me enough alcohol. I'll give him a romping hay. You know, I give him a little something. You know, if I'm good and drunk, give me enough alcohol. Come on, Lamar. Come on. Let me get this good story. It'll be a resume builder. I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying, Harold. Black underwear don't hide dookie stains. They accentuate the dookie stains. Just saying. Lord. But here, it would be for y'all. You know what I'm saying? If Lamar Odom came over here, I know y'all will want the story and y'all will want all of the gory details. And I would have to take one. I would take one for the team. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know I don't want to do it, but I know y'all will want it. And, you know, for journalistic, you know, investigative reporting, I would just take one for the team and be able to come back and tell y'all the story. I'm just saying. Let me go on with Lamar Odom, you and your facials, and you get nutted all on your face. Come with God. I'm supposed to have the video for this with Jermaine. Do I have a video of Jermaine? Yeah, I do. I do have the video with Jermaine. Jermaine. Where's the video? Okay. So here's what. Let me cue the video. Hold on. Here's what Jermaine had to say recently. I'll let y'all hear it from his mouth, not mine.
Kelly is the R in R&B. Like, we got to stop fucking playing around. And like, I get it. I understand what. Listen, I'm not here to talk about none of that bullshit that he's involved with. But you're not lying. He is the R in R&B. Like, hands down, right? R. Kelly is the R in R&B. Like, we got to stop fucking playing around. And like, I get it. I understand what. Listen, I'm not here to talk about none of that.
Wait, this is not the video I'm looking for. Wait, no. Hold on, y'all. Hold your line. That's not the video. That's not the damn video. Oh, here's the video. Okay, here we go. Here's the video. That was the one where he said R. Kelly is the R in R&B. That ain't the one I want. This is the video I want.
Black youth of today do not go to church, and they don't have that church band grooming. Like B. Koch came from the
Right.
church, right?
Right.
Jodeci comes from church. Like,
Right.
so when you listen to that soul, that the soul that you think is soul, it's a
That's coming from over there.
It's an added piece of information that if you're gonna make these records, it's hard to beat Jodeci when you don't have that element.
You don't have,
you know what I mean?
You don't have that soul. You don't have that.
That's an element. So it's like when people be saying, "Yo, music ain't the way it used to be." Like I just posted my new Anthony Hamilton record is coming out
Queen.
October 4th. Yeah, Queen, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Hamilton comes from the church.
Like
you're not gonna get that that's in his voice.
Yeah.
You ain't just getting that from being on the internet. That ain't getting ready to happen. Young Black.
So that was the conversation that sparked some interesting comments on social media yesterday, where Jermaine Dupri says the reason that R&B is not the R&B that it once was is because a lot of the young kids nowadays ain't going to church like that and don't come out the church. And so they don't have that foundation of the church. What Spicy Original said? Well, Miss Jermaine Juicy Baby Debris is right. You know, I have to agree. I have to agree with Jermaine. I think that there is no substitute for gospel music and the Black church. And here's the sad part. Even some of those kids that do come from the church nowadays, gospel music today isn't what we know gospel music used to be. So even some of the few that do come out of today's church, they don't have that foundation, because today's gospel music mirrors and mimics secular music. So you don't get all of that. Soul comes out of the church. It comes out of Black. It comes out of the, gospel music is a feeling. You got to feel it. You got to feel that thing. You know how I feel. If I listen to you, you talk about you singing gospel and I don't feel nothing. Baby, this ain't gospel. I don't know what this is. You might be saying God, Jesus, whatever. If I don't feel it, it ain't gospel, because gospel is about a feeling. And that carried over to when those artists started in the church. They learned how to ad lib. They learned how to cut their teeth and hone their chops with their runs and knowing how to improvise, knowing how to sing off the cuff, knowing how to change direction and add to the music that was written, not just going by the written music, but being able to add to and enhance it on cue. I'm just saying. You're so right, G. Smith. So many of the young people in church today, they reject traditional gospel music. They want that traditional white people contemporary Christian music. They want the contemporary Christian white people music, because they've been led to believe that white is right. And so even in your praise to the man upstairs, you have to conform to what white people do and how they choose to do it. Otherwise, it's not as good. I'm just telling you what I know. It's unfortunate. And that's one of the unspoken of reasons R&B is never going to be back to what it was. That point right there, I have to be with you when you're right, Jermaine Dupree. Jermaine, I have to be with you when you're right. That could be one of the hidden reasons that people aren't talking about as to why R&B is never going to be what it was. Listen, I don't listen, Symmetry. I don't listen to this new school gospel music shit. I don't be listening to the Thai tributes and all of this garbage that people be having out there. I don't listen to that trash. I'm not here for it. Bring back the days of a good choir with a good soloist who was going to sing and sing heaven down. Okay? Who was going to sing heaven down from the clouds. Child. Well, that's a whole nother story too, Xavier. Now, that's a whole nother story too. That's a whole nother story. We'll have to do a whole nother thing on that, Xavier. Child. Anyway, all right, Jermaine, go with God. So we learned yesterday of the tragic news of the transition of John Amos, who we found out he died on August 21st, had been dead 21 days. Now his daughter, who you see pictured there, her name is Shannon. Shannon says she found out the same way we found out on social media and said she had no words. She said, quote, "We are devastated and left with many questions about how this happened 45 days ago, learning about it through the media like so many of you." Child. End of quote. Child. She went on to say, quote, "We are struggling to navigate the wave of emotions and uncertainty surrounding his passing. Still, there is some semblance of peace in knowing my father is finally free." End of quote. Listen. Wasn't this the same daughter that was saying that he was being abused down there to the hospital or to the, assisted living place, only for him to come out and say, she lying? A mess. Now, the other thing that's being found out about John Amos is that we found out the cause of death. He died of congestive heart failure, according to his death certificate, and he was cremated, they say, like 9 days after he died, more than a month ago. They say he died on August 21st at 5:18 p.m. at an Inglewood hospital. The death certificate said there was no other significant medical conditions other than heart failure. He was cremated on August 30th. The death certificate lists his son, Kelly Christopher Amos, who they call KC, as the informant, meaning he's the one who informed the county of his dad's death. There was no autopsy performed, according to documents. This is a mess. A damn mess. Now, they say the brother and the sister couldn't stand each other. And we remember when the sister reported that he was being abused by, wherever he was living or the hospital or whatever. And he had to come out and say, "No, that's not true. I'm good. Don't believe her." Child, it's a mess. A mess. I'm still baffled that all this time nobody said nothing. Nobody at the hospital. This didn't leak from the hospital, the morgue, the funeral home that did the cremation. Nobody said, "Oh, John Amos is here. Oh, he's dead." Nobody leaked this. Child. No autopsy was done. And first of all, no autopsy, and then you immediately cremate him. Something smells fishy. Something smells fishy. But, you know, it's a shame that he had to go out like this. It's a shame you had to go out like this. So I told y'all that Pras was suing Lauryn Hill for fraud, right? Because and he was suing her for fraud and other claims related to their canceled 2023 tour. Well, Lauryn Hill done came out with an official statement. She said, called the lawsuit, quote, baseless and full of false claims, end of quote. She explained that she stayed quiet, understanding Pras has been dealing with legal battles that may have affected his judgment. But now she's clearing the air, and she went on to say, quote, I understand that Pras was under duress because of his legal battles and that this was perhaps affecting his judgment, state of mind, and character, end of quote. She then proceeded to lay Pras out. She had facts, 7 facts. Fact number 1: Pras was advanced payment for the tour and failed to repay loans Lauryn gave him out of goodwill. The 2023 tour was always meant to celebrate the miseducation of Lauryn Hill's 25th anniversary, with or without the Fugees. Fact number 2: the Fugees were included in the tour because Pras needed money for his legal defense. Fact number 3: Pras received $3 million a $3 million advance for the tour to pay his legal fees. Lauryn and Wyclef deferred their advances to help him out, and Lauryn covered most of the tour expenses herself. Pras hasn't repaid the money and is in breach of their agreement. Fact number 4: Lauryn handled most of the tour's production, and Pras just had to perform. Fact number 5: Pras thanked Lauryn for, quote, saving his life, end of quote, during the last tour, and she's got receipts to prove it. Fact number 6: Lauryn didn't want to respond earlier out of respect for their friendship, but Pras's lawsuit pushed her to speak up. Fact number 7: Lauryn made it clear she had nothing to do with Pras's legal troubles and isn't responsible for the decisions that led him there, even though she tried to help him. Those are all of the facts that Lauryn Hill is laying out. Bruh. She said, bruh, what? Now you came in my good throat, and I'm here for all of it. I was going to stay the fuck quiet, but you opened your mouth. Well, let's go. Listen, Lauryn, I don't know what to tell you, Lauryn. You ain't have to lay that man out like that. Did she lay him out? Baby, she said, let me hit you with the facts. I got 7 of them. 7 of them. I'm not here for your fuck shit. I'm not here for all of your bullshit. I'm here for it, Lauryn. I love the pettiness. We're here for all parts of the pettiness. Mama had 7 facts listed, numbered. We'll be monitoring the situation. Go with God. Rich Homie Quan's cause of death was revealed. According to the medical examiner's report, his death was a result of the toxic mix of fentanyl, alprazolam, codeine, and promethazine. The report also showed no signs of trauma. So it looks like he OD'd on fentanyl. He had, he was taking some drugs. They was laced with fentanyl, and he OD'd The police report stated that he was initially found at his Atlanta home, quote, asleep on the floor by the kitchen with food in his mouth, end of quote. And he was found by his brother Andre Mumford in the early hours of September 5th. But that don't add up because I thought we heard the 911 call where the girlfriend said that he was laid on the couch. Laid on the couch. Didn't the 911 call the girlfriend said he was laid on the couch and had been laid there all night because she kicked him out the room, out the bed or whatever, and he hadn't gotten up? That's what we heard on the 911 call. Child. But, okay. Well, apparently, the brother said he found him on the floor by the kitchen with food in his mouth and told the police that he carried him onto the couch, describing the circumstances as very unusual. And then hours later, that's when the girlfriend woke up to find him laying on the couch. Child. Y'all better leave these drugs alone. Y'all better leave these drugs alone. Child, y'all better leave these drugs alone. I mean, here's my question. If I find somebody, a relative, whoever, they laid out on the floor by the kitchen with food in their mouth, meaning they ain't even chewed the food, my first response is to try to wake them up and see what the fuck is going, make sure they okay. Is that not your first response? Like if your relative, family member, homeboy, homegirl, girlfriend, boyfriend, much less your brother, find you laid on the kitchen floor and food is in your mouth, uneaten or partially eaten, I'm finna say, hey, bruh, what, you all right? Wake up. That's my first response. Because I'm not going to carry, first of all, I'm not carrying you to no bed. I'm going to assist you maybe, but my first response is, let me make sure you're okay. Hey, bro, you okay? You you all right? I'm going to, try to wake you up and say, hey, let's go get in the bed. That's my first response. Even if listen, I've lived with a lot of addicts. I got addicts in my family. I stayed across the street from 2 crackheads. And even if that's the case, when you deal with a lot of addicts, addicts OD and overdose. So even if that's the case, if they fall asleep like that, you're supposed to like slap them up, make sure that they can wake up, make sure everything is okay. Child. Y'all need to stop letting drugs take y'all life like this. Is Really Be going live? I tried to check. I didn't see no live for her. The brother probably is also using, I can believe that, tacos and tequila. Chanel, child, I know that's how addicts do, but baby, listen, you gotta, that's the first thing hey, make sure they all right. Slap them in the face or something, make sure they all right. They get up and start cussing at you, they all right. You know what I'm saying? They get up and start cussing, finish chewing whatever they was chewing, say, leave me the fuck alone, then they all right. Child. I ain't never passed out with nothing in my mouth, Ronald. And you can't find no trait that gonna tell you that. Lord. Yeah. Y'all see how Ronald be trying it? Ronald, we need our story. We gonna let you have a pass right now, but we about to go over to this good members only chat, Ronald, and we need this good story from the goddamn brothel. Don't fuck off, Ronald. We're looking for the damn story from the goddamn brothel. We finna go round to this good members only chat, and you better have a story for us when we get over there. Anyway, chat. That's all I got for y'all today, y'all. We about to get up out of here. Listen, y'all. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna be gone till Sunday night. But if you're in or around the Richmond, Virginia area, that's where I'm gonna be for the next weekend. Hit your boy up and let me know. We're gonna be in the Richmond, Virginia area having a good time. Having a good time. I'm gonna see if I can get Really B to drive down or call her when I get up off here. That's all I got for y'all. Listen, as I always say, we'll be back next week. As I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Thank you to those. There were a couple of you all who gave last night after the debate. Thank you all who did. You know who you are. I am grateful and appreciative that you gave last night after the debate. Thank you all so much for that. You say you work out there, you live on the peninsula. Okay, Janae, let us know. We'll be in town. We'll be right in Richmond. I land tomorrow night in Richmond. We about to get up out of here, y'all. I'm about to go get me something to eat and pack for tomorrow and all that good stuff. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. Love y'all. Ronald, you better head your ass over to the members only chat so we can do what we need to do.